Hello, I'm Brian Lang, the VP of Products for Lastline. Lastline's a breach detection platform company that's based on 10 years of research from our founders and our development team. What they've done is they've looked at the best way to detect malware using full system emulation. This really maximizes the chance that we can see every behavior a piece of malware does. Doesn't matter whether it's setting up a rootkit, doing a buffer overflow, we can see that behavior and give you the information to respond for your team. With our integration with Carbon Black, what we've done is taken the visibility at the endpoint level combined with the platform for analysis we have and the visibility we have at the network to combine and give you an end-to-end solution that maximizes the chance that your team has to respond and block malicious activity before data has left your network, before the malware has spread or done any damage on your network. So when you first log into the Carbon Black Management Console, you'll get the Welcome to Carbon Black screen. If you click on the Detect plus Threat Intelligence button, it'll take you to the Threat Intelligence feed where you can actually enable the Lastline plugin, and this will immediately start to analyze files using the Lastline platform. So once you have the Lastline Intelligence feed configured, the endpoint will start to send files to the Management Console, and then the Management Console will start to send those over to the Lastline Manager for analysis. Once the files have been analyzed by Lastline, alerts will start to appear in your dashboard where you can actually see any malicious file that we've detected. To get a list of just the files that we've analyzed rather than the alerts, you can go to the Detect and down to Watch Lists, and here you will see a list of your watch lists. If you go down to the Lastline Malicious greater than 70, what this is Lastline scores the files between a 0 and 100. Anything above a 70 is what we would consider truly malicious. It's got command and control. It may be disabling aspects of your security on the endpoint. These are really the files that we're worried about. And this screen will give you a list of those. With the list of files, you can actually see here we've got 4 files. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to click on one of these and drill down into the details of that file. So now we've got the file hash at the top, a bunch of related information. You can see that it's a Windows file. It's a 32-bit or a 64-bit file. You can also on the right-hand side see that you've got a virus total hit, so 35 of the vendors on virus totals are aware that this is a malicious file. You can drill down and see what those vendors are. And you've also got the Lastline score. So we scored this file 100 out of 100. So one of the more malicious or most malicious files that you would expect to see on your network. Below here, you can actually see the details of that information. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the View in Lastline link. This is going to open up a connection to the Lastline Management Console and look at the behavioral report specifically for that individual file. Here you can see again the file hash information, the overall score, as well as any analysis overview information, such as what are the high-level behaviors that made this file malicious. You can also click on a specific platform here at the bottom. I clicked on the Windows 7 analysis, and this gives me the specific information for that file as it relates to the Windows 7 platform. So now what I want to do is I actually want to do some additional research on the file itself and see what other related files might be impacting our network that I can then feed back into the Carbon Black Management Console to better protect the network. So I'm going to click on the network activity, scroll down, and here I've got a little puzzle icon. Anywhere you see this icon, you can click on it and it will open up the Lastline knowledge base and query the knowledge base based on that IP address. Here I've got 11 different files. So we have all of the files, their information, their hashes, and any common IP addresses or domains that this piece of malware might talk to. And I'm going to show those in another example. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a very well-known example, Carbonac. This is a well-known piece of malware. So I've clicked on that. It's made a query into the knowledge base and pulled up all of the files that are related to that family of malware. Now we have a couple things that you can use in your Carbon Black Management Console to better protect your network. We have the IP addresses here where you can actually build a watch list in the Carbon Black Management Console to look for hosts connecting to that IP address. You can also take the IP address or the domain information and also push that out to your network infrastructure to block access so other users do not get infected. Below, with all of the entries you have here, you also have the MD5 hash of not just the file that we saw downloaded through the Carbon Black endpoint, but also all of the other related file hashes. These can also be pushed back into the Carbon Black management console to better protect your network. So I want to thank you for watching our demo today. Hopefully this gives you a good high-level overview of how you can integrate endpoint data with a behavioral platform analysis on the back end to better help your incident response engagements more rapidly respond to any network infections you might have.